actually, speaking of trying to get all of the new legendaries myself, so again, I just went from Blood Knight to that of the Druid. Now, there are tons of ways of getting legendaries now, and I think one way that was nerfed that I think a lot of people miss, which was the lasso spam. I recently saw a video from our good friend Indez, who essentially made it clear that the lasso farm may not actually be dead. So I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. And then there's actually another way of getting new essences really quickly that I didn't even think about until I just switched to the Druid. So if we go back to West March real quick, I'll show you the second way. I'll show you the way that I found, and then I'll show you the way that Indez shared on his YouTube channel recently. Again, shout out to him. That's who I saw it from. If somebody else came out with it earlier, I apologize, but that's who I saw it from. But actually crafting legendary equipment here at the crafter. So obviously you know that once you can find craft, once you get to a new legendary difficulty, ideally you're saving all of your rhodolite crystals in order to craft as many legendaries as you can at the fine craft. But if you are not fine crafting, you're probably going to have a bunch of these left. I know I did, like hundreds of these left, and you can do it in increments of 50. So I was actually able to craft, I think it was like 10 or 12 legendaries for both head, like the, we'll call it the body, and then the weapon pieces, because the weapon pieces use iron ore, and then we'll call them body pieces again, use the tooth, the stained remains. So I was actually able to craft a decent amount of legendaries and even get new essences from this without fine crafting. So again, if you've already fine crafted after getting to the new Inferno difficulty, consider doing this for just crafting regular legendary equipment without fine crafting for another chance at more essences. But the way that Indez said was essentially you go to do your Heliquary. And of course, if you're not familiar with the lasso farm, it was basically you go to, I think it was like Hell 1 or Inferno 1. Nope, definitely Hell 1. Nope. Okay, it was normal. Oh god, I'm jumping everywhere. So you do normal, you go into Lasso, and there's a chance that you can actually get the additional portal that happens throughout your warband. Now, they nerfed it to the ground where it was like, even if you get the portal, it's a 50% chance it drops a legendary. So it was like really, really... Wait, what? Oh yeah, I see what Ellie says. I saw that Indez video. Watch them hotfix it now that they did with the Diablo. Yeah, so that's true. They actually did the same thing with Diablo, but the lasso spam was basically you go into it and you kill them as fast as you can. You keep going until you try to get the portal. Get the portal, you get a legendary, and then if you keep doing it over and over and over again, you can get upwards of 20 to 30 legendary pieces in an hour, which is pretty good for something basically mindless. Now the trick is to go to Hell 3, and is it Hell 3? I thought it was Hell 3. Hold on, where is he at? Where's our friend at? Yeah, Hell 2. It's this guy. So if you go to Yam Nail of the Deluge and you go in to do this, we're gonna go create raid and enter. You can do the same exact thing, and there's still the chance of getting the portal. And you just do this as fast as you can. You do the quick little jump, spacebar, and then you just kill him as fast as you can. Once he's dead, you get a chance of getting the additional portal. And if you do, it's still a 100% chance of getting a legendary gear or legendary equipment. So pretty sick, actually, if you're into just finding, if you've already done like all your dailies and all of your other things, it's a really great way of getting some additional legendaries. I'm not the type of person that would sit here and do it because I'm usually not always caught up on all of my other stuff. But if you are, this is a really great way of just spamming it. And I think he quoted like 28 is what he got in an hour, which is pretty good. Obviously, a certain amount of RNG kicks in because if you get a ton of portals, then you can do that. But ultimately, this was a pretty awesome way of getting more legendary equipment between those two ways. Because again, the first way is what I just sort of stumbled upon, which is crafting. Second one is in Hell 2 with that specific boss, and then just killing as fast as you can. Not bad at all. It's actually pretty decent amount of legendary equipment. Now for me, again, I'm on the Druid. I have already gotten a few of the new legendaries. So if I go to my loyalty bonus, I've ever gotten the 2 new heads, no shoulders, 1 pair of pants, both of the main hands, and no offhands. So I've gotten 5, call it 5, of the new ones already. And I've only been on the Druid for 2 days, maybe less. So not bad. But yeah, so I highly encourage you doing both of those if you're trying to, squeeze out the last few of your essences that you need. And then obviously, if you have already done that, one really great way, at least going on right now, is of course by Trial of the Horde, because this is a way, once you're in the top whatever ranking, I think it's top. Well, once you get to gold, you get one chest of a selector of any essence you have, you don't have, and then also if you get into in the top, I want to say it's like 100 or something, then you can get another one once the event ends. So this event ends in 27 days. Oh no, I'm sorry, on the 27th, which is in 2 days, Wednesday. By I don't know when you're going to see this video, but yeah. So I like this. This is a great way of getting additional ones. So I'm going to grind everything I can for the druid, and then hopefully that is the last. I can use that to get the last one. So pretty sick there.